With the Barnyard Animal Pack launching today, what better thing to do than to start a little mini-series using all the animals from this new Planet Zoo DLC to create a cozy farmstead barnyard on the top of a mountain. If you're excited to see more, then definitely stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, my name is DeLady and today we are back with a brand new series to enjoy the new Planet Zoo Barnyard Animal Pack. Let me know in the comments down below what animal from this pack you are looking forward to the most, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Planet Zoo content. But before we jump into it, I would love to thank the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. But first, what is a VPN? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it's like your own private network on the internet. With Surfshark, you can put your phone, computer, or laptop virtually in a different country. Why is that cool? Well, let me tell you. For instance, I can still binge watch my favorite show, The 100, via VPN in America, even though it's not available anymore in Europe. It's like having access to a secret library of shows and movies from all around the world. And when you're on a holiday, no need to worry about missing your favorite series or local shows anymore, because Surfshark lets you watch most of your favorite websites wherever you are. Plus, you can watch TV shows from other countries that might not be available in your own. It's like expanding your entertainment horizon with just one click. Now, let's talk about anonymity. Companies are constantly tracking who you are and what you're doing online. Surfshark helps you browse the internet safely without them gathering your personal information. And here's something cool. Ever noticed how some flight ticket prices change? Some websites use cookies to jack up the prices. With Surfshark, you can get better prices on those websites by keeping your cookies to yourself. And it's not just about one device. You can use Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices, so you can even share it with your family and friends if you want to. And the best part, you don't have to wait in doubt if you want a VPN or not. If you use the link in the description, my special promo code DeLady, or simply scan this QR code, you get an amazing 80% off and an extra 3 months for free. Plus, you can try the VPN risk-free with Surfshark's 30-day money-back guarantee policy. So what are you waiting for? Give Surfshark a try and experience the internet like never before. Stay safe, stay secure, and happy browsing! Now I hear you think, like, lady, what the heck is this map? Well, at least that is what I was thinking when I was choosing a map to start this little cozy farmstead barnyard. And it was actually by accident that I clicked the temperate biome in basically all the continents. And then I was like, yeah, well, okay, I feel like the European one definitely fits best when it comes down to like the backdrop it is. And then I noticed the button that you can pick if you want to have flat terrain or sculpted. And the first time I actually opened the sculpted map, I thought like, wait, no, this is not right. This is the Taiga or the tundra backdrop or whatsoever. So I had to go back and try it again until I realized, no, this is actually the sculpted map from the temperate biome on the European continent. And I didn't at first realize this big mountain in the back, which is actually also, you can actually build upon it. And I was like, wait, what? Why did I never find this map before? So yeah, I right away thought, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna build this on a mountain. That was not exactly the first plan. I first just wanted to create a cozy farmstead barnyard somewhere. But no, we are going to do it on this little mountain. Now, the initial plan that I got from building on this mountain was basically to have like farmlands maybe downstairs, like around the mountain and such. But I have the feeling that Frontier did change something with the amount of pieces, and some pieces will vanish when you zoom out. So I'm not entirely sure if that is going to work, what I have in mind. But we shall wait and see. So, what am I doing right now? Like, you guys probably have noticed that with our Eco Island Park series, I've been a little bit burned out of Planet Zoo, and I'm not really sad about the fact that I'm not able to add these barnyard animals on our Eco Island Park, because I'm just not feeling it right now anymore and just don't feel inspired or motivated at all to be able to build on that map. So it was really holding me back of playing any Planet Zoo at this point. And when the Barnyard Animal Pack dropped and I had the chance to check out all the animals and stuff, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna create something very small. I'm not going to extend it. It's just going to be all the animals from the Barnyard Animal Pack to hopefully get back a little bit of my mojo and stuff to be able to enjoy some Planet Zoo again. Like, if you have been playing Planet Zoo for over 4 years, I am sure that many of you can relate to the fact that sometimes you are just not feeling it at all. And that is what happened with me. So when I started this series, I had to be sure that I knew at least what kind of plan I somewhat would have. So yeah, I actually, I'm doing that a lot more often lately in general when we are starting a new series. Not with everything, I don't think I really did with the Eco Island Park series, but for my African Mini Zoo, for example, I actually did create a map. I did the same with our Winter Mini Zoo series. So I drew out a map and tried to find a lot of inspiration of how I want to do it. So pretty much what you're seeing right now on the floor is like log panels, which are most of the time not going to stay unless it's for a barn, because I do really like the wood that you're seeing right now. But yeah, we're definitely not going to keep that everywhere. But I kind of wanted to stay in somewhat of a grid, but yet again, like the whole area, of course, will be more organic and such. I might be changing my mind later on, but it reminded me actually of a comment that I got, I think it was somewhere last year, and someone was like, it's so hard to build a zoo completely in a grid, and obviously this is not going to be a zoo completely in a grid, but we are going to somewhat stay in a grid because I'm using the same focus of the buildings. And as I said, I might change my mind later on, but I think that is just the best thing to do. So, okay, just to give you guys an idea of the plans that I have right now, but it could also change, of course, later on. But in the front where we're going to start today, we are going to add a sheep and alpaca pasture and barn, or like at least an outdoor area with some cute white fencing, because white is just the way to go for. And then we're going to have a little barn, not too complicated, but just something where guests can walk inside to see the animals on the inside, and where the animals can stay dry or have a rest if they want to. But yeah, the focus of this whole barnyard, I want to give it a really cozy, overgrown, natural feeling. So a lot of like organic shapes when it comes down to fences and path and stuff. I don't want to see any curbs on path, as much as I can at least. I really want to try and play around with the different height elevations here. So that is also something very challenging. Oh, and just in case you were wondering what I was doing there with that wall and the different textures, for some reason I was hoping to find a little bit different textures of like what to use for this zoo in general, and it was mostly coming down to like the wood and what I wanted to combine the wood with. And I just noticed, like, when it comes down to the wooden pieces, you even have like that rough texture that you see on the flooring of this building, or like the stained panels that are coming along with the aquatic pack. So everyone that's playing on the consolidation, you guys will be able to play with these type of wooden pieces as well. I think it was the end of May when that pack will launch on the consolidation as well. That's just a little side note, obviously. But there are not that many wooden pieces that I find exactly fitting unless you would create your own wooden walls with wooden planks separately, piece by piece. As much as I want to do that, I just don't have the time for that anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, that is just not what we're going to do. So I ended up in the end with this wooden wall from the aquatic pack still, but that little wall of different type of textures does give me a little bit of an idea of what kind of pieces or materials I want to use throughout this area to still make it feel like a whole, but yet still be able to use different textures and stuff. So that is why I just wanted to give myself some kind of reference or something of the things that I would be able to use. So yeah, we're going to build a little barn here, as I said, for the hill Redner sheep and the alpaca, which are probably both my least favorite animals of the pack. Not that they're bad, definitely not. But I don't know, I just feel the least with these type of animals compared to most of the other animals in the pack. And I'm just super curious to hear how you guys feel about that. I mean, obviously we all have different wishes, different preferences. Some people are not excited at all by the Barnyard animal pack, which I totally understand. Like, the first time I saw the email dropping from Frontier Developments being like, oh yeah, we're happy to announce the Barnyard animal pack, and the first thing I thought was, okay, not entirely sure. And I think what got me a little bit more excited, or at least what triggered my excitement a little bit more, was the fact that the animal encounters that triggered me. But in the end, that is probably the thing I find the least interesting for some reason. But I think that might probably be just because of the fact that the animations are pretty much always the same, and they're not like super smooth. If you've seen my overview of the free update, because that's actually not part per se of the Barnyard animal pack, but is part of the free update. So there will be other animals from the base game as well that are able to interact with the guests, or at least the guests are able to interact with the animals, because that is also somewhat of a thing. Like, I don't really feel like the animals are really interacting with humans. They're just standing there and humans are touching them, but I don't know, there's just something missing in the vibe, I think, maybe. But nonetheless, so that did trigger my excitement a little bit for the Barnyard animal pack. And then I saw the chickens, and the chickens looked so freaking good. The donkey also looks amazing. The Highland cattle, that one really got me. Like, oh my goodness, it's such a cute animal. And the goats, I wasn't really excited for the goats until I realized, like, the adorable baby goats. And I was like, oh yes, that is just so amazing. And the pigs are also good, so. But I totally can understand, like, it's not, like, petting zoos are very common in zoos, but they're also, it's still like not zoo animals, if you can call it that way. So I can totally understand why some people are pretty disappointed and just don't feel anything for the Barnyard animal pack. And I apologize, because we are going to play a little bit with the Barnyard animal pack for now, and it's going to be 7 episodes long. At least that is what, well, that's actually not really the case, because I was about to tell you guys about somewhat of the plans that I have for this whole area. So yes, we're working on the sheep and alpaca habitat with a little barn. We're going to use a lot of the Barnyard animal pack pieces that we have in the game. They're not that many, but they do help a little bit to make everything feel a little bit more cluttered, if you can call it that way. So I do really like that. I do wish there were a little bit more Barnyard pieces, maybe. The wheels are absolutely fantastic, and the bucket and the milk can as well. The barrel as well looks super amazing, and I think the barrel is something you can use in like many different type of areas. So I want to create like this bigger building in the middle, or actually it's 2 separate buildings which will have like a path going in between. There probably will also be, if I have space, walkways for going from one side to the other side. So I do want to connect at least 1, maybe 2 barns to that if we can. So that will be like the shelter area for probably some goats on one side, and with the goats I also want to have like this walk through area for the guests to enjoy the goats in there. I don't want to use the animal encounters too much. If you've seen the review video that I created, I find it a little bit of an overkill. I have no idea as of right now, since the pack has launched, if there are any tweaks or whatsoever, but it's the same like in general walkthrough habitats with any zoo that we create. I just don't like to create them super often. I'd rather just like them to be more special than having a habitat or like every habitat that you can create a walkthrough habitat to create a walkthrough habitat, if that makes any sense. Like for me, when I go to a zoo in real life, I mostly just see lemur walkthrough habitats or a petting zoo, like but other than that, I just can't really recall any other habitats as of right now. I know there are more, like, okay, P-files roaming around very often through zoos, like not per se through a specific area whatsoever. So yeah, very often I can only relate with a lemur walkthrough. I can't even talk anymore. With a lemur walkthrough habitat. So yeah, I'm going to choose to not create too many walkthrough habitats throughout this barnyard cozy homestead. But at least I planned one for the goats. But maybe I will change my mind later on with the cattle or the donkeys. The pigs, I'm not going to create one. I obviously want to make a little muddy area for the pigs, quite dirty and such, like you see a lot in zoos. I don't know. I actually have never seen the Tamworth pig in zoos, apart from petting zoos, I think. I actually don't even know if those are... No, those are definitely not. Not really sure. We call them zwijnen. I don't think that's the English translation for that Dutch word, but they're mostly like very chunky brown grayish pigs. Like they're pretty impressive when you see them. They're quite big and they look quite fearful. I don't know. It's they scare me most often if I see them in real life. But I love the warthog and the Tamworth pig in game. Now, let me know, Dutchies, if you know what type of pig I exactly mean that you see very often in petting zoos in the Netherlands. But they're very often not the Tamworth pig. I do know that. At least not in the area that I live around. So that's like The Hague and Delft, those kind of areas. Anyways, side note, I want to try and see if we can create a gift shop or a souvenir shop. Not entirely sure what the state of that is. Like the game, the souvenir shops were not functioning super properly the end of last year, and I have never played around with them ever since we got them because of all the issues that it had. So we might build one without a counter, or we're just going to or we might build one with a counter if that will work out, but we could also just decide to use all the souvenir shop props and just use the normal in-game counters if that is really... I don't really mind either way. I think it's gonna be totally fine. I want to try out a cozy restaurant, which is also going to be located close to the gift shop. In case you're wondering, I did put down a spawn point somewhere in the back right now, but that's definitely not going to stay there. I want to hide the spawn point somewhere in one of the main buildings, so I don't want to make a proper petting zoo entrance or barnyard entrance. We're not going to create anything. They're just going to spawn from somewhere on the inside of one of the buildings, because I just don't really feel like creating an entrance. You guys know that I'm not a huge fan of creating entrances. I always find them super difficult. And for this whole barnyard area, I just didn't really feel like creating an entrance, so we're just not going to do that. I mean, it's easy as that. There's going to be a little tower building connected to one of these buildings with some information stands and toilet. And we're gonna create a chicken coop somewhere, just something small and cozy as well, because in case you're still wondering, we are building in sandbox mode for a change. And I like that because I just wasn't really up for working with challenges at this point, working with money making and whatsoever. So I'm going for the easy route today or this series, and we're just going to be building in sandbox mode without any money, without any welfare. I just want to let my creativity flow right now, because I think that is what I really need at this point, because my creativity or my motivation to play Planet Zoo isn't as it was last year. So yeah, just going to give myself some freedom and not making it too difficult. So we're just going to play with a sandbox mode. We're going to turn off escaping. We're going to turn off the power, everything. We're just going to create something nice, beautiful, and fun for a change, which is hopefully going to be a lot of inspiration for you guys. And you hopefully don't mind me that we're not going to play this time with some money. And who knows, with the next series we're going to jump back into franchise mode, but sometimes you just need to change a little bit. We started someday like the Meilin Zoo, which is pretty much a base game or a standard version, however you want to call it, of like only the base game made in the first 3 months that I ever got Planet Zoo, which also was a sandbox mode series, which I really did enjoy as well. I actually can't remember how much after that. We had the River Safari boat ride, which also was a sandbox series, but we had the desert franchise. City Zoo was also a sandbox mode. But I do kind of feel like all the series after that were all franchise mode. So I guess it's good to change a little bit. So when it comes down to the fencing, by the way, I wanted to actually use one of the fences that came with the Barnyard animal pack. But for some reason that was like the metal one, because I don't, for these type of animals, so for the sheep and the alpaca, I don't really feel like the metal fences were very fitting. Well, they could, but they just didn't really stand out when she zoomed out. And the other white fences, like with the beams standing up, I don't know how to say that, but the white fences that are in the Barnyard animal pack, they're super cute. I definitely want to use them throughout this whole area, but not for these type of animals. I just don't really find it super fitting. And I had this fence. I actually can't remember what zoo we used it for. It was probably the Tropical franchise mode series for the Przewalski's horses. So yeah, I was actually quite happy to find these fences in my blueprints. I'm pretty sure that you can also download them from the Steam Workshop. But the downside is, like, we're now working on like this mountain top with a lot of smooth terraforming here and there. So these fences, you can't really angle snap them and make them flow over the terrain. So you need to manually change the angle of each and every fence. So that was a little bit of a pity. And then I realized, like, oh shoot, I need to have the gate somewhere. But I really do feel like it's such a missed chance that we didn't got some extra gates for the guests. Also, like, for example, what I do really feel like is a missed chance is like not adding any new realistic feeders, for example. Like, we still have from day one the exact same type of food bowls and water bowls and stuff. And I think, especially looking at the Barnyard animal pack, it would have been such a great idea to just add some wooden ones, for example, some stuff with hay and those kind of things. I mean, you guys know what I mean. And I don't know why. It would have been just great if this would have been the pack that they added a bit more variation into these feeders and such, but it is what it is, I guess. But the same goes for the gates and the fences. It would have been great if they would have added like the in-game, like the standard fences that you use to really close off your habitat. If those would be changed as well, to have some white fences, for example, oh man, that would have made life so much easier. But I guess we should not complain too much because we also like creativity, so we can create them ourselves. But I can imagine that some people would really love to see that. Talking about creativity, I really did like the rocky walls that they created, that Frontier created, with most of the screenshots that we got. I don't know if you guys realize, I did mention it with the all animal screenshot overview video, that the surroundings of the backdrop of all these animal pictures were so freaking good. I was so jealous with the environment and the grassy landscapes and the hills, and it looks amazing. And they included also like this rocky wall that we tried to create here as well, but I think they did a better job in it, honestly. But yeah, that definitely inspired me as well for the vibe that we are going to create here at this cozy Farmstead barnyard. I actually didn't add the barnyard word behind it. I just wanted to call it cozy Farmstead, but then I realized like I'm not really sure if a cozy farmstead would make you feel like it's only going to be one building, so that's why I just dropped the barnyard word. After I'm so creative, not. Oh well, it is. The most important thing is to have fun with it, and I don't really mind the name of the whole series, honestly. But yeah, so I am definitely very inspired of the screenshots, at least, that Frontier created. I do still wonder, like, what did they actually do with that beautiful map? Because I was somewhat still hoping that it would be part of the game somewhere, but as they didn't use it for the scenario, it actually, it surprised me how simple the scenario was looking comparing to the incredible screenshots that they created to show off these beautiful animals from the Barnyard animal pack. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it's really missed opportunity that they didn't use that beautiful map that they created for all these screenshots. Well, probably maybe they were just some scenes, and everything around the screenshot that you don't see is like just not there. Maybe that probably could be, or they just used AI to fill up most of the areas. I could also see that maybe happening. I don't know, but anyways, I am very much inspired by the pictures, at least, that they shared, and I want to really try to get this overgrown vibe, as I just said, like a lot of the long grass and bigger shrubs, bigger trees. Well, not too many trees, because obviously we are on the top of a mountain, and I'm still debating a little bit how many trees I want to use. At this specific case, I'm not really sure why, but there were trees in Planet Coaster that had like beautiful branches and stuff that were able to hang over, and I kind of miss out on these type of trees a lot. I mostly get back to the oak trees that have like these beautiful branches that you can hang over the habitat. So when I'm talking over this speed build, I still haven't made my mind up yet about what kind of trees we're going to use, and I want to add some extra flowers and such in the habitat and the surroundings as well, which are not included in the speed build, but probably will be included in the tour that we're going to do later on to show you guys around. Like, it's not that much, but it's the first habitat that we created, but we're definitely going to have some fun here with the rest of this series, of course. But yeah, using the buffalo grass, I think they're called, it definitely gives such a great vibe to the habitat. And I'm actually not really paying too much attention to what kind of plants I'm exactly using, of what kind of biome they're from. Like, I genuinely just want to have fun and just create what I want to create without paying too much attention to anything else apart from creativity. So it could well be that the types of plants or trees or whatsoever that I'm going to use throughout this series are not really matching with each other when it comes down to the continent or whatsoever. I just use them because I find them beautiful, just like the new plants and the new flowers that we got. I'm still not entirely sure, like they mentioned on the forums that they are part of the free update, but yet they are also with the tag of the Barnyard pack, so I'm not entirely sure. But we are going to use them. I think they are part of the free update, and they're just really, really gorgeous. And the trees from the new Barnyard Animal Pack also are really beautiful. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them, but I think we will, and we're just going to try and see what else we're going to use around this. I'm just starting to ramble right now because I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, which I should not do. So without further talking, let's just jump right into the park itself, or the petting zoo itself, and let me just show you guys around. Now, I did just say petting zoo, but I'm not entirely sure if that is really the best word for what we're going to build here. I think just barnyard or natural cozy farmstead, whatever, something like that. I don't know. How would you guys call it? Anyways, this almost to me, like how natural and rough and overgrown it is, it almost feels to me like that these animals were already living here on the top of these mountains, and then oh hi, and then someone decided like, I'm gonna take good care of you guys, and I'm just going to keep you guys in your natural habitat. I'm just going to put a fence around it and build a barn for you guys, something like that. Oh my goodness, you are so adorable. That alpaca here in the back. You're beautiful, by the way. I don't think I saw a black one before. You're beautiful. But the black ones are so black. Like, when it's a shadow side, it's terrible. Talking about shadow, just so you guys know why I started actually working here. How often, for people that are playing Planet Zoo for a while, this is the mountain. So the official entrance was somewhere over here. I tried to remove as much as I could. I think I can now remove that one. Yeah, but I can't remove the path, unfortunately. But how often did you guys start working on a zoo and then you notice like the sun is on the other side? Like sometimes you have the sun from this direction and sometimes you have it from that direction. And it just always puts your buildings in the wrong side of the sunlight. It's so frustrating. So as soon as I noticed like, oh wait, the shadow of these trees are pointing that way, I was like, yeah, I wanted to start like this with like these beautiful mountains in the back, because this is like picture perfect, right? It looks so gorgeous. But yeah, no, the sun made me do it. Like seriously, the sun made me do it. So I was able to bring some nice sunlight to these buildings, and that is why I put all these buildings like this. So I think the plan right now is to have goats right over here somewhere, pigs on the back side of this building, donkeys on this side of this building, and then the cattle right over here, and then some kind of chicken coop right over there in the back side, and then we're gonna have a restaurant and a gift shop somewhere over here, and make it feel cozy and warm and cute and small, but yet also spacious in a way for the animals. I hope we are able to achieve what I have in my head. As I said, I was struggling with the trees. So then I'm not entirely sure about this tree, but I do really like the tree trunk and such. And what do we have here? So we have the birch tree, And the sausage tree. Oh yeah, that's why. Hence the sausage. Yeah, okay. And we have ash trees here. And then this is the new tree from the Barnyard animal pack. Not entirely sure about the sausage tree, but apart from the sausages, I don't like the sausages, but I like the look of the tree. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But okay, let's go inside. Look, you see what I mean? This is what I meant. I can't remember this happening in Planet Zoo that fast. That pieces just spawn away again? I really wonder what happened here. But these clutter pieces, decorational pieces, are just amazing. Really do love those, even though it's like not that much, so you keep repeating yourself. But also like these hay bales and stuff, I think it's just so much fun. I think I need one white beam right over here, something like that. Maybe connect these beams, and then it will all be look better. We have a pitchfork here. Now this is also what I meant, like I was actually thinking like, oh, maybe the planters from the Barnyard animal pack, I can use them as feeding troughs or something like that. But well, you can probably use them as feeding troughs, but I find them a little bit too big. But it would have been just great if these animals would be able to use different type of feeders and barrels. Hi beauty, they are really beautiful. Just look how kind and peaceful it was looking out of his eyes. Oh, I actually didn't realize they are going to walk over all these hay bales. Oh, they're so cute. Look at that llama. Well, you're definitely relaxing here. Do we have, what do we have here? Do we already have a baby alpaca? Did I say llama? Okay, if I did, I'm sorry. Probably did. My brain is like, oh yeah, llama, no alpaca. Yeah, llama, alpaca. I'm so sorry about that. Hi. I'm gonna put my light torch on for you for just a bit, because I just want to enjoy you. Alpaca, 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 alpaca. Should not say llama. Silly lady. But that's so mean to say these silly things. But I don't think we have a baby llama just yet. But look at these guys just roaming around right over here. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna look amazing once we have everything filled up. So, oh yeah, the staff buildings, I think I'm gonna try to put in this building maybe as well. I don't know, I have too many plans already for this building. Maybe I can put them in this building instead. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little restaurant here with an outdoor area so the guests can just look at these cute little animals. Maybe we should raise this just a little bit so they're like sitting slightly from the top or looking from above inside of this habitat. I mean, seriously, just having this mountain here with this beautiful backdrop with these mountains with snow and stuff, it definitely brings a really beautiful vibe to this build already, just with this one habitat. It's so cool because it's different from all the other views that we had so far. So yeah, definitely excited about this new series. Do let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree with me, because maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. But I am definitely very excited to be building in Planet Zoo again on this mini series, and hopefully my mojo will get back to jump back into the game as well in the future, but time will tell. I'm not going to promise anything. As of right now, Eco Island Park is definitely on pause, and we're just gonna wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys all think of this first episode. Leave a like at this video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And yeah, I just really do hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys!